This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak. Double honors to our venerable apostles and others at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran coming back at you with a Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and just want to go into this real article. Want to go into this article real quick. All right, and again, today is May 17th, 2023. All right, the year where Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, or the year, the hopeful year where all the prophecies come to pass, I should say. All right, and ultimately, the ultimate prophecy is that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai send that heavy destruction upon Babylon, the Great America, and then we could be delivered. Okay, we could be delivered in the midst of the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. All right, and that's something that we're fast approaching. Okay, we're fast approaching every single day. All right, is one day closer and closer to the end of this place. All right, and this article here I'm going to go into, all right, is leading into the MOTB. All right, the very main topic that, you know, pretty much, if you're in the right spirit, you be talking about is the MOTB. You know, but you got other camps and other guys out there talking about, oh, why are we talking about the MOTB so much? Why is that every video we do is about the MOTB? Well, because as a prophet, your job is to prophesy, right? And to prophesy means to say before. So wouldn't you think that the most important prophecy that will befall the face of the earth, the one major prophecy that these devils are having their minds to fulfill, okay, because to them, by fulfilling this prophecy, they will gain total control over humanity. You don't think that's going to be written in the scriptures? The very event that causes, all right, the Son of the Lord to come back down and destroy this place, you don't think that's going to be written in the scriptures? You don't think that's going to be prophesied to happen? So the leading events to World War III, you don't understand that that's all part of it? Jacob's trouble, okay? Wars, rumors of wars, that's the times that we're in. So everything that the scripture says that comes after the times that we're in will happen, just like these times are happening. Prior to 2020, people were living what was called a so-called normal life. The past 3 years has been an acceleration, all right, to the end of this age, all right, because the days have been shortened. You see how fast 3 years came and gone? So let's keep going. It says, Third Australian province announces rollout of biometric digital data or digital identity. Bill introduced in U.S. Congress will do the same for Americans. You hear that? Victoria, Australia is set to become the third state in the land down under to roll out digital driver's licenses stored on citizens' smartphones. So that's the gradual, all right, but hastened, all right, transformation of society, the so-called reimagined society, if you will, right? Where everything has been digitalized. There's a reason why it's called reimagined. You're going to have to reimagine life. Okay, no more are you going to be living the real life. No more are you going to be eating the real food. No more are you going to be thinking the real normal way of thinking. Everything is going to be reimagined, upside down, right? Men can now be women. Women can be men. Children can be adults. Adults can and should be children. Right? Everything is upside down. Destroying life, destroying nature to create an artificial form. Destroying the organic to create an inorganic. Everything is upside down. Because the wicked are in rulership. Okay? They've managed to deceive the whole entire planet, the whole entire world. Okay? Into thinking that there is no such thing as a devil. But hey, the devil is the one who's ruling the whole entire world. Okay? So let's continue. It says, Citizens of Victoria can expect to obtain a new digital ID by next year. Everything being digital. Okay, when you have a digital ID, all right, it's not a hard thing for them to translate you onto an implantable device, all right, that carries all your digital information. You know, they said by next year. It says though 6-month pilot program will be launched in July in the city of Ballarat. It looks like Baal, all right? It looks like Baal right there. But let's keep going. It says, they say July too, right? 6-month pilot program will be launched in July. All right, and my spiritual guess will be the next country that's gonna start pushing this type of thing or implementing it will be Canada. Okay, it looks like Australia and Canada always kind of roll together. Right, so it says the new ID will provide 3 options. Display all the one's credentials and a unique barcode that can be scanned by law enforcement. That's all they care about. Law enforcement. Like that's the only reason why people drive? Because of law enforcement? You know? It says conceal the important data and only reveal your name and date of birth as a third selection that displays only the user's date of birth. Now, why do you have to put that kind of disclaimer? It's because they will be able to see everything about you. You see? It says each option displays a new QR code every 90 seconds as a precaution against hackers. So you know what that means? That means you have to also keep up with those new updates every 90 seconds, right? You know, they have that 2-step verification process shit, right? So every 90 seconds, your thing is resetting. That means every 90 seconds, you have to use your device or your phone or whatever it is. You're going to have to check in, you know, scan your face or whatever, you know. You have to be biometrically identified. That's the only way the new digital IDs are going to work. It's all going to work biometrically. You know, when you're going to the airport, right? And they say, oh, you know, biometrics, right? The new form of identification, the new form of payment, and so on and so forth. Normally, it's either you're scanning your iris, you're scanning you're doing the fingerprints, all right, or they take a picture of your face. You know, biometrics. You stand right there. You stand. The camera looks at you, you know, and then it becomes green. And then, okay, you're good to go. And if it's red, then they'll pull you to the side, and then whatever needs to be taken care of will be taken care of, right? So again, that whole technology, that digital form of payment and so on and so forth is becoming a reality. And it already is in certain countries. For an example would be Sweden, you know, and everything that's going on in Sweden, guess what? These people from the World Economic Forum and their affiliates, all right, they're coming out and saying that Sweden is an example of how they want society to be. All of society, the global so-called community, in their words. You see. So in order for them to have that, they will depopulate and they will try to MC hip everyone. You know? Anyway, it says Government Services Minister Danny Pearson made a complete fool out of himself at a press conference last week announcing the news. Like a clown selling snake oil at a carnival, Pearson said, quote, "This is such a glorious day and I can't wait. I just can't wait. I gotta say, you're gonna love it. It's just going to be, woo! It's so good. It's so good. It's so exciting." End quote. This is a grown-ass so-called government services minister, by the way. Yeah, that's all you need to know. It says another citizen clearly chosen for the propaganda show, masquerading as a press conference, spoke about how she feels this will make her life so much easier and convenient. Right. So that's the selling, you know, the marketing sales right there. All right. So now that the marketing sales is going out, soon the product is going to be made available. You see, this is what they call the priming phase. All right, the MOTB is right around the corner, so they're starting to prime people for it. They're starting to the early sales commercials, basically. You know, with all this new technology, if you notice, a lot of this new technology that's coming around, it doesn't even take much on the market for the new one to come out. You know what I'm saying? It's like you be in 2022, right? But then you got a phone that's supposed to be made for 2024. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh shit. Or you driving a car that's, 2023 car, but is in 2022. You know, it's almost like everything is ahead of its time, because the days are moving fast. Prophecy's picking up, So let's keep going. It says, quote, "It's going to make life a whole lot easier," end quote. She beamed, adding she and her friends are all thrilled. So they're pushing for the youth, the young generation, right? They're the ones that, they really didn't know anything. Pretty much what they call the Gen Zers. Their life really started from 2020? 2000, the year 2000 on. That was when, technology started to take shape, and escalate. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the technology, with computers that turn into laptops and, smartphones and so on and so forth, these all started happening during the 2000s, and then it picked up in the 2010s, and then right around 2016, 2017, around there, that's when it kind of hit its peak, and then you start to see a lot of weirdo shit hit the market right around that year, 2016, 2017. That's when normal life pretty much ended, but we're here. So Tuwaria Bashmiel shot for that. So let's keep going. It says, watch below how the local 9 News presents this as a wonderful, exciting advancement. And they got the video, which I'll put the link in the description, so anyone who wants to watch it, you can go ahead and do so, So let's keep going. It says, who would have ever thought that selling digital slavery would be so easy? Oh boy, we get to be tagged and tracked with a digital QR code. Yippee. See, but they don't understand that this thing is gonna get so serious that it's gonna come down to life and death. At first it might seem all nice and cute and dandy. All right, just like the Vanessa started, it was kind of like, okay, well, it's out, you might want to go take it to protect yourself. And then they noticed that people were not really caring about protecting themselves, so they had to force you to go protect yourself. So that's how it's going to be. But this is going to be a lot more resistance because the truth is out. And people are awake to what's going on. So they're going to have to come in with violence. Right? That's why Revelation 12:12 says that the devil is going to come down upon the earth having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? He has a short time because the window of opportunity is closing. People are waking up to this devil and his shit. The time of the truth. The truth is exposing these devils. That's one thing about the truth. The truth is absolute. The truth is absolute. It stands on its own. And it always prevails. The truth is an unstoppable force, irresistible force. But the truth always has at least something that has to start it. It's like that fire that once it starts, it burns right through everything. The truth cannot be quenched. Right? So we at the time where this truth has gotten us kicked, all right, it's gotten us kicked by Yahweh Shemel Shai through and by way of his apostles, okay, our elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, all right, and now look where the truth is at. The whole world now is awakened to the concept of Jacob and Esau. This is what it's going to come down to, okay, because that's what the scriptures say. Right? You're not going to go down as the so-called white man. You're going to go down as the nation and the house of Esau, Edom. The world will know you for who you are. Isaiah 14 tells you that. All right? Is this the man that weakeneth the nations? Yes, Esau, Edom. That's him. Your biblical nationality will once again be what you would be referred to. No more so-called Jews. No more Amalek. Amalek is still there. Right? No more so-called white people. None of that shit. No more elites, no more Illuminati, no more none of this weirdo shit. Okay, no more Khazars. It's gonna be straight up Esau, Edom. All right. So let's keep going. It says, oh, and it's not just more convenient; it's safer too. In an interview with the news station, Pearson claimed that this digital identifier is much safer than the physical, tangible IDs that we know have had its issues in the past. There we go. There we go. They're starting to creep up with the creeping up with the reasons why you should want this in your life. You know? I mean, come on. Your wallet. What a bulky little thing to have in your pocket. Come on. Just take this MOTB here and you'll be good to go. Oh, you get to the store and you have to join a long line. Nowadays, there's no long lines, bro. The self-checkout and all that shit. You go over there, boom, boom, you out of there. But they're pitching it. Oh, you forget your ID at home. Oh my goodness, look at all these people. Anyway, it says, I reported last month that a bill has been introduced to Congress that would create a digital ID for all Americans. As has been done in every other country that moves to digital IDs, the U.S. politicians who introduced Senate Bill 884 in the U.S. Senate, Senators Kirsten Sinema of Arizona and Cynthia Loomis of Wyoming, claim these digital tracking devices will make your life safer, more secure, and more convenient. And once this starts kicking in and rolling in, it's gonna have to go to the Supreme Court. All right, this is how real this is about to become. It's gonna end up in the Supreme Court. And who's in the Supreme Court? And who's the president right now? So that back and forth that Biden had with Chief Justice Roberts back in, I believe, 2005. If I'm not mistaken, it was 2005. And he was telling him that, hey, do we believe that there's going to come a time where it'll be required by law that American citizens are going to have an implantable, trackable device, all right, in their body, all right? And is it going to be constitutional? And he was saying, he said, you will rule on it. Mark my words, you will rule on it. All right? And here we are in the year 2023. And listen to what we're talking about here, all right, as a bill being proposed. Okay, a digital ID that's supposed to track every American citizen. So here we are, man. All right, he calls us all. We're finally here. They're going to find a way to get it done because it's biblical prophecy. Okay? It says Australia's Nine News reported this digital ID is not meant to replace the physical ones. And if you believe that, then you're really dumb. Here we go. All right? That's called gaslighting. Okay? That's called diversion tactics. Pearson himself, you notice the name Pearson, right? Pearson himself, probably without realizing it, admitted that that's exactly what they're meant to do, is replace the old physical IDs. We want Victorians to have the flexibility to leave their wallet or purse at home, have everything on their phone, he said. Now, why would you even care about that? Why would that be such a big issue that the whole world has to worry about their wallet being left at home, but they can still have access to it digitally? Like, why would that be a main cause of concern? No, it's just an excuse to fulfill this biblical prophecy here. You know, many people were thinking, man, how will they be able to cause the whole world to... We're seeing it. We're seeing it. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, we got the constitutional rights. We don't have to... Well, there's something called the PPP. Okay, the public-private partnership. Right? Everything is through corporations nowadays. You know, a lot of these jobs, these businesses, you know, these agencies, they're all private corporations. They all work together alongside the government. So, you know, there ain't no escaping. Everything is interconnected, right? That's why your social what's that? Your social ID, right? Is gonna be switched into your social credit system. Okay, and that one system, once you type in your social, what happens? Your social security card number, what happens? Everything about you pops up in every system they have. So everything is interconnected, like I said. So let's keep going. It says, according to the Wine Press News, New South Wales and South Australia have already had digital driver's licenses since 2019. However, in March, New South Wales officially announced a new all-in-one digital app that would totally replace physical documents, allowing for the storing of banking records. Right? See where we're going with this? Allowing for the storing of banking records, health records, etc. With access to the app requiring users to provide their faces to be scanned by facial recognition software. That's your validation. That's okay. You scan your CHIP. Let's see if it's really you. Put your face up there. Give it a nice little smile. Thank you very much for enjoying the day in your New World Order. Go on with your day now. Miserable. It says, and they have robots that can actually detect your emotions. They have that. So when you look in the cameras and they say smile, tell us you're happy today. You're happy. You're having a great day. How do you feel? You feel wonderful. They tell you all that bullshit because, again, that's just the mindset of the New World Order slave mindset. You're going to be told what to do, how to do it, when to do it. You're going to be C-hipped, and if you don't do what you're told, they'll turn it off. Like Aaron Russo said. See? That's the plan. That's the agenda. It's about total control. They want to be like the Most High. That's why they're creating all this hell, so they can come through with the solution, and through that solution, they'll get you. Okay? They'll get you. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. That's why you notice a lot of the stuff that's going on around the world now is literally rebellion against the Most High. These new age ways of thinking. I mean, you got churches now saying that God is trans, and LGBT, no IQ people can be married, and it's not against the Bible, and don't hate, and we need to start looking at a new way of thinking about how God really all this weird shit, all this untrue end of days bullshit that's going on. That's why the Lord is going to destroy this place, right? But these are all things that's being done predicated on, all right, wickedness, all right, purposeful, all right, created, carefully crafted wickedness, right? All to come against the Heavenly Father and His people. It's highly spiritual what's going on. Remember, it's highly spiritual. Okay, so let's keep going. And now we're almost done. I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. It says, and the ultimate, right here. It says, as I reported in a seminal article last week, the globalists are moving things fast toward the Great Recess's promise of an all-digital society where everything will be tagged and tracked, all human movement, all purchases, both online and in stores, all Vanessa injections and healthcare, everything. And the ultimate purpose of this is so government and corporations can track your carbon footprint and punish you for going beyond what your allotted purchases of meat, fossil fuels like gasoline and natural gases, etc. Politicians will sell digital IDs and digital money as the answer to all the problems currently plaguing the world, both real and manufactured, such as climate change, border security, election integrity, and rising violent crime. And guess what? These are all things that will lead to a threat to the so-called national security. And what's that going to prompt? That's going to cause a lot of chaos, which will lead to martial law. Okay? We've been saying that. We're going to continue to say that because that's what's coming. All right? Martial law is where the games begin. All right? And a lot of people are going to be caught off guard, man. They're going to use the military to come against a lot of people because now, because of all the shit that's going on, a lot of people are starting to get into that mindset of rebellion and sedition. And they're watching everything. You think everything that's going on online, the kind of conversations, the consciousness, and people kind of changing tune, like you're starting to see the division of those who are going off completely and those who are waking up and calling a lot of bullshit out, right? Esau's watching everything. Those who are watching our videos, commenting, liking it, sharing it, they're watching all that. They know the vibration right now with the whole Kyrie and Ye and all these things that happened over the past year. It sent a very huge, crazy shockwave through the world because it brought attention to the Hebrew Israelites. Because you had the IYC in there and all that. Do you know how many people just woke up? Because ever since that shit, the days have been moving, man. I'm like, we're already like in spring. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just went through winter. We were waiting for a dark winter. They kept saying it, dark winter, dark winter. Hey, we just went through winter. And we're in the spring. And we're already in May. Time is flying. Because we're at the end. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are waking up to this truth. A lot of people are connecting the dots. It's making sense. You got a lot of people who are in the churches who are leaving the churches. Hey, we have a personal testimony. My brother actually could speak on this. There's this guy who's in our building, and he's a pastor, so-called pastor who goes to church and so on and so forth. So one time, my brother and him kind of met in the laundry room and they're doing laundry. So, conversation started. They're talking about current events. Hey, you see what's going on around the world, that kind of thing. And of course, those kind of conversations will lead to something spiritual, as in, hey, these are all biblical, it's prophecy, and then he understands that kind of conversation. So it led to something more, next thing you know, this man is like, hey man, I enjoyed talking to you last time, hey, what about this? And he's marveled, by the knowledge, so much so that he was inspired to actually research and go look up what brothers was talking about. He didn't combat it per se, because most of it he didn't know existed. So he's like, oh shit, this is knowledge that I didn't even know existed, like, because it's been hiding for so long. You see? So to him, it's like, oh shit, an ordinary person that I see every single day in our building, little did I know that he was exposed to so much knowledge. Like, this is untapped knowledge. Like, where do you get this? Wow. You see? So he started doing research, and now he's like, everything you guys are saying is true. I went back, I did the research, and I've validated what you're saying. So much so that I'm a believer. You can't make this stuff up. You see? So we're doing exactly what the Lord said to do. Go out there and teach. Give them warning, whether they hear or whether they forbear. So we do it in our regular daily lives with people we meet who have a certain spirit that they can listen and understand and receive it. All right, and we also do it on the YouTube. But ultimately, hey, the Lord is the one who giveth the increase, right? So let's continue. Let's get this in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 70. Actually, let's start off at verse 68. Okay. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Okay, now we're entering into that time, okay, where the government is going to come down upon the people, all right, with that burning wrath. Revelation 12 and 12. Okay, it says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. So when you have the National Guard coming in and FEMA, okay, the U.S., the federal government has to do something. And they finally enact martial law because they can enact martial law. And eventually they will. Okay? And that will be in combination with something also known as eminent domain. Okay? Right? Eminent domain is basically the power that allows the government to take private property. You know, they take private property for public use. You know? So they could just come in and say, hey, your ranch, your house, your building, whatever, we're taking this, we're going to turn it into a road or a railroad or whatever. You know, we'll compensate you by giving you this. That's what Bill Gates is doing. They're basically running it through eminent domain, man. Buying up all that farmland, the hell? You know, he owns the most farmland in America. And it's not even close. But you best believe there's going to be martial law here very soon. All right, everything is built into it. And during martial law, a lot of people are going to be quarantined. A lot of people are going to be rounded up, sent into concentration camps. Okay, you got to read up on Rex 84. All right, the King Alfred plan. Okay, just to name a few. But these are two things that you might want to look into. You know, and understand that there's an agenda and there's a plan that's been there for years. So you just waking up to it now does not excuse you. They've been had that out for years. So you better be ready, because it's also biblical prophecy. You've been warned. All right. So continuing verse 69, it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Okay, and those people who are consenting, right? You got everyone who goes along to get along mindset people. Okay, because they're going to be the ones who are going to be caught up in this thing, right? The Lord is leading them to their own downfall, to their slaughter. Scripture says, woe unto you that run to Egypt for help. See, you trust in man. See, so you consented unto them. You're going to be had in derision. Stress. Scriptures talk about what? Great perplexity. Okay? A time like never before. Trouble. You know, where you're being pressed on every side. No rights. You know, you keep on going along with the system, but the system keeps robbing you. You know, here it is. Healthcare is gone. The economy is bad. Food prices are crazy. Inflation, gas is going up. I mean, damn, like this guy keeps saying he's doing the right thing and we keep on going along with it. But shit, we keep suffering here. Right? And ultimately, they're going to be trodden underfoot. When them troops come in, they're going to storm in, stomp you down, break down your doors. Right? People are going to be, like I said, rounded up in the middle of the night. You'll be carted off. You know? Bus loads. Why do you think they got that border crisis thing going on? That's just to brew the people up. Now you have a division. Now you have a mindset of nationality. Oh, who are these people coming into our town and eating all our food and taking our jobs and getting all these benefits and causing all these crime rates going up? And oh boy, you can already see it, right? And that's going to bring the troops to come down and start fucking everybody up. Right? Verse 70 says, for there shall be in every city or in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Right? We're going to be blamed for pretty much everything bad. Right? This is where the push against righteousness is going to come in. Laws that are going to be making it illegal to even have our faith. You know, people snitching, calling hotlines, you know, based on your religious affiliation. You know, your bank account might be closed on you. You might get fired. Oh, you believe in this, you believe in that. Oh, you're a bigot. Oh, you're a racist. Oh, you're a sexist. Oh, you're anti-Semite. Oh, you're this. We can't allow somebody like you here. You know, you better renounce it. You know, we can't have people like this here. You tell us now. You know, do you still claim to be that person, those kind of people? Are you with those people, or are you going to bow the knee? He says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Right? So there's going to be war. Right? All these things that's coming, there's going to be war, man. You know, civil war on an epic level. You know, the troops are coming. They're going to have their robot dogs, their super soldiers. You know, Esau is going to experiment a lot with his new invented sword that he hasn't shown anyone but through their movies. So if you want an idea of what you're up against, check out some of those movies, man. Those so-called sci-fi movies. That's where they have all the gems. You know, they show you a lot. Right? They shall be like madmen, sparing none. You got something known as fully autonomous robots. Okay? Those are just programmed to do whatever, and they don't have that second nature sense kind of thing where before somebody pulls the trigger, for example, they have the seconds between picking up the gun and putting your hand on that trigger. That split second there's a thought that runs through your mind of pull or not pull. I forget exactly what that thing is called. Right? But it's like an empathy thing. Well, guess what? These robots don't have that. So they just go up upon command and they just shoot at anything that moves because they're programmed to do so. So it's going to be some fun times. All right? It says, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. All right, and that they show you then they even have that in the FEMA executive orders. Okay, that there's a executive order that says that they can come into your house and seize your property, you know, and arrest you, right? Carry you off, and this can happen under martial law, right? Being carried off, martial law. You know, I'll give it a scenario. It says in the 1960s, in several U.S. cities, civil rights riots became a weekly event. Buildings were bombed, stores were looted, entire neighborhoods were burned to the ground. So guess what? That was they called in the troops, martial law. You know. And martial law is defined as temporary rule by military authorities imposed on a civilian population, especially in time of war or when civil authority has broken down. It says, in the United States, certain locales have imposed martial law during natural disasters to prevent looting and to secure areas that could expose people to potential harm. It says supporters often cite health and safety issues when debating the need for, quote, limited, end quote, martial law. That's very interesting, right? Health and safety issues, right? With all those chemicals that were falling off those trains, Who's to say what the side effects are going to be, and what the CDC and all these different so-called health agencies are going to come out and start declaring, all right, as a public health emergency. So we could very well be in some interesting times very soon, man. Everything is building up to something, you know. Everything is building up to something, man. So hey, we're gonna watch and see, you know, and keep our faith, man, because we are truly in those days. All right, and that same topic keeps coming up of that MOTB, man. Right? Normally that means that hey, this thing is right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? It's the talk of the town. It's the talk, man. This thing is out here. You know, they're looking for a way, the best way to pitch it. They're coming with it. Watch, you see. You know, you see. So keep watching, all right? And don't believe these clowns who are telling you that it's sin and they can't even make sense out of it. How are you gonna buy and sell with sin, right? How do you receive sin? Do you receive the sin? Because it says, who receiveth the mark? The sin became the mark. So are you committing the sin or are you receiving the sin? Like how? The Lord is going to expose these people, man. All right? He's going to expose them. He's going to expose them. Okay? So let's finish off in 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 73. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. See, that's the elect. That's where the elect come in. All right. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. That's right. All right. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said he would deliver us. Okay. Because the troubles are not going to come for us. Right? Because we have been warning people about these same troublous times. So we've done everything in our power for the Lord to what? To save us from these troubles. Lord willing. All right. It says, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. There you go. So that's it. All right. So we're in cruise control at this point. Have your faith and relax because the Lord is in control. Period. Right. It says, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts. That's what we do. We keep the Sabbath every week. We're in the Sabbath now. Right. We keep it to the best of our ability, the way we live our lives. All right. Us. And as a whole, waiting upon the return of our Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? There's a actual people on this earth who are actually waiting upon the return of their Lord. That's biblical. Yes, we are those people. Right? In real life, yes. The Bible in real life. You know? So it says, saith the Lord power, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. That's right. Right? So that's the mindset. You know, that's the mindset, man. With all these things that's going on, all right, they pushing for this thing. So we're very close. We're very, very close, man. You know, so we got to keep going. Got to keep going. It's almost there. Anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you were edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakudash, the water Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.